December 29th, 2026. And this is the weekly meeting of the DART board, and the ARDC grant proposal. But in the meantime, I sent out this letter, which let me just put it up here first. So let me share my screen. All righty, there we go. So here's our letter. We're going to approach the people at Oakland University, give us a little bit of space. It was pointed out, and so I sent this out and I got some feedback, and the feedback was really terrific. I really appreciate it. And I think one of the most dramatic changes that I've made, though, so in this letter, and once we all approve it here, and then we have a board meeting Wednesday, and that'll be the final approval, and I'll send it out finally. But one of the issues, and Andrew actually pointed this out, and he was 100% correct about it. Listen, this idea that I have about working with the university and setting up communications links between the Earth and the Moon, I mean, what a great idea, right? But I think it's a little bit out of, it's a bit too much for right now. So I pulled that out of the letter. And, we'll see how it goes. It'd be great to establish a, relationship with the university, maybe get some of the kids to join the club. Like I pointed out, Oakland University is the university where the most number of graduates from the Hazel Park High School apply and get accepted to. So hopefully there's that. And then I just did a little bit of rewording. I'll send this out to everybody again if you want to go through it. Nothing major, a few just a few things to more get down to the point and so on and so forth. But the general idea is, look, folks, what our goal right now is to be able to shift the footprint, as you can see in the footprint diagram there. We want to shift some of that into the northwest corners of Oakland County and the northeast corner of Macomb County, rather than lighting up Lake St. Clair. Not that I have anything against Lake St. Clair, but the fact is most of our members and the most likely use of the DART would be in those areas. So how that would play out. Now, at the same time, listen, we'd like to stay where we are. So far, I don't have anything more to report. So this is a backup, and at the best, listen, at the very least, this could be a remote receive site. We lost two of them. It could be a good remote receive site, if not a backup site. So anyway, that's the gist of this letter, and all the other stuff has been removed. The one thing I did talk about is watch our YouTube video on the space station. I think that's a good thing to keep in there, and they can watch that and whatever. So that's what we've got. That's what we have there. And I'll send this out to everybody here shortly, right after, and you can read the details. Other than that, what I was hoping is I would get Andrew here if we could. Oh, he is? Larry's here too. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Excellent. Andrew, you here?
yeah, I'm here.
All right, listen, you're spot on, buddy. So I took that. I don't know when you joined, but I took that paragraph. Well, I think it's a great idea. I'd love to do it, but listen, we got enough on our plate right now. So thank you for your feedback on that. Um, what? Oh, Andrew. So can you give us can you speak a little bit to what we're envisioning in terms of the build in what you see and where you'd like to, I don't know, and anything you can let us know. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I have the radio interface modules all set up, and then I have the computer more or less set up. So I think if the networking equipment's all ready, I think we can start the assembly. So probably I would say a week from Saturday, so the 10th.
Okay. Okay, that'll be now. My question is, I don't know if you noticed, but it's January. But so there's that aspect of it. So anyway, so we'll talk, Andrew. I'd like to link up with you offline and just kind of go through some of the details. We don't have to bore everybody with them, but just to kind of get a sense of let's say for the materials, for example. So you think we have the different various types of cables, the RF cable, the audio cable, the internet cable, especially these days, and connectors and all the various other things that are needed, or does stuff needs to be ordered and delivered before then?
I think it'll just be potentially the coax. But we'd probably want to get everything situated to where we want it and then measure to see how long we would need. So either if we're going to build our own or buy off the shelf. Um, but as far as doing the initial build and setup and all of that, I think we should have everything because we're just going to be going into a dummy load anyway.
Right, right, right. Okay. All right. So the connectors, the supplies, and the layout. Can you talk about the layout in terms of? I pulled together a preliminary just for conversational purposes, a rack layout of how things are going to be stacked together. The good news is the duplexers do fit into the bottom of the rack, right? So that's a great thing because now we're all totally self-contained. But what are your thoughts about the layout and any changes that need to be made, especially since we're now changing equipment? We're not going to be having a traditional repeater controller. Uh, and you're okay with that? And how's that going to play into the general scheme of things?
Yeah, we have a kind of a high level layout. I think it's going to depend on what we do. We're kind of going to have to see how it fits together first, I think, because we're going to have a shelf for like the computer and the RTCM and that stuff. But other than that, I think we know how much room the repeater, the amplifier, and power supply and networking stuff takes. So I think we have a pretty decent idea of what needs to go where, and it's not too big of a deal to move stuff around if we need it. So I think where we're at right now is with kind of our preliminary design is good. I will say the one thing we do need is to get the all-star node number set up.
Oh, we
So
have that. We have that, right? Who has
You were supposed to follow through on that, Joe.
yeah, the
well
trustee, the
I
call sign
did.
trust. Okay.
What so wait a minute. What remind me. Hold on. I know I did. I followed through on it and I got a positive email. Al, did I not I got a hold on. Let me just take my email off here, but let me go find it. And it gave the number. We have the number. It's there. So that is from what organ is it? What is that from again? Please
That
remind
should
me.
be from All Star Link.
I don't see it right here, but I can assure it's just because I can't find it right now. I with All Star. It had, but I received the number. So I will follow up on that, and Al, you and I will work together. We'll get that number and we'll get it over to Andrew tomorrow. Okay.
Alrighty,
Yeah,
All
because
right.
sounds good.
I don't know when we need to put that in. We'll probably want to wait until the repeaters fully online before we make that change, but that should just be as simple as, changing the config file and then rebooting the computer and then it should come up. So,
Right, right. I just want to put it to bed. I want to make sure we get it. We
yeah.
got it. Everybody knows where it is, and it should probably go in that file, which I just didn't have a chance this week. I was a little bit under the weather this week, so. Um, in our shared file so we can all find it, whoever needs it, and so on and so forth. So, all right. What about, so we talked about the physical, actually, let me just for the sake of argument here, if I can find it in the next 5 seconds, I'll display it here. But I do have that uh, the rack layout that I just wanted to quickly.
There's the one that I've been working off of is on the Google Drive.
Is it? Can you call it up and share it with us and tell us about it? I have one right here if you want, but I'm more than happy to uh, pull up the other one if you want to share. Just talk about it a little bit. See, I
Yeah.
have this one. I don't know. Is it anything like this? Or this is
No,
from the bottom?
yeah, that's the old one because that has the UHF, all the
Oh
UHF.
yeah, right. So let me just say this about just kind of the system. Like this is just from top to bottom, all is one. We put rack unit number one, and what is a rack unit? It's like 2.5 inches or something. Rack unit one, two, three, four, all the way up. This is, I think, what is it, a 7 foot rack, I believe. So there's 48 rack units total. And then this was just a preliminary. This says inch, yeah, 3.5 inches, and rack units are two. So it's an inch and a quarter is one rack unit, right? So that just gives you an idea of the whole rack unit sort of planning and all that. So, Andrew, if you could share what you have so far, that'd be interesting. It'd be nice if you could pull it up and share your screen.
Yeah, I'm hopping on my computer right now to
Oh, okay. I'll keep talking, and then when you're ready, just give me a shout, right? So what we're aiming for is something that looks like something like this. Let me go full screen. Hold on, see if I can do full screen here. Just a second. I mean, I know I can. I just gotta. Oh, come on. The great thing about getting a new computer is it's a new computer, but yeah, need I say more? All right, hold on. I thought I could. Nothing is where I want it to be, but all right. Hold on a minute. Shoot.
I could pull up the one that I have.
Yeah, can you do that? Yeah, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So what kind of new computer did you get, Joe?
I got a new it's you know what? It's the same computer that I had. I just got a new version of it. It's the Dell Latitude or the Dell Precision, and I got everything pretty much standard, but I like went crazy on the CPU and the memory, but I like everything else is standard. So it's kind of like a hot rod, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the two things you need, speed and memory.
speed and memory, yes, both in our computers and in our brains. So there you All right. If you Andrew, if you're sharing, I'm not sure
Yep.
I see.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me
somebody was
try
sharing a
again.
second ago
I'm sorry, John, what'd you say?
that somebody was sharing a second ago. There's Andrew. He's sharing right now.
He's
Yeah,
sharing?
Somebody's got a picture of a rack.
yeah,
Oh, oh, hold on a minute.
Rack
Hold on.
layout, Google Sheets.
yeah. So this is what we have right now. So we have the duplexer at the bottom, the headspace, a little bit of a gap for cooling, the amplifier, another gap, the repeater, another gap, laptop drawer. I don't know if we'll need this laptop drawer or not, but it's there.
Oh
And
yeah,
then,
I will say this. I will make that arrangement for the laptop drawer.
okay, because I
Okay.
don't know if we'll need a full 3U.
Oh no, not three. No, no, it's one
Yeah, I
rack.
think,
It's
yeah, one should be good.
yeah.
But you probably need the laptop drawer, even if you don't use it for laptop, but maybe test equipment at some point in time. So you
Yes.
probably need something like that, whether you put a laptop on it or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
storage. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I see that. I have, I get it. So here, yeah, thank you, Larry, for that. I've got 3 rack units for the laptop drawer, and you know why? But think about it. You could be clever and you don't need 5, but when you flip the laptop up and the display is up, you can't see what's directly behind it. So as long as like what's behind it is like, I don't know, like a power supply or something without meters or something you got to look at. But depending on the size of the laptop will depend on how much space you need for that. But yeah, I think that's a little bit over the top. It's probably, I think the actual drawer itself is, well, I don't know. I'll let you know though. But go ahead.
Yeah, so this is and I also did a depth as well to kind of make sure that we have a good setup that way. But this is all on the share drive. I've been putting everything on the share drive, so it's there. And then also the wiring, what component goes to where,
Oh,
as
wow.
well as the cables that I built for the RTCM to GPS and the RTCM to repeater.
So can we just talk about that for a minute? That looks pretty
Yeah,
impressive. Or go back to the cable thing there for a
yeah,
sec. I mean, next time you're at a cocktail party, you can talk about this, right? And anyhow, so I see. So the way you have this organized, so I see you have the pin number, and these are specific connectors, right? And then I see you
yeah,
have the signal. Okay, you want to just walk us through it a little bit? And the
yeah.
color.
Yeah, I just used a Cat 6 cable because I have a whole spool of it. So this is for the repeater to the RTCM. So we need to take the audio both
Hold on.
ways.
I'm sorry. The RCCM, is that the what? The
The
voter?
No, yeah, it's the interface box that takes the radio and hooks it up to the network to send
Got
everything
it.
to Echo or Allstar.
Got it. Got it. Okay, go ahead.
So to do that, you just have to get the, transmit audio, receive audio, power, ground, and then the push to talk and the squelch PL detect. And so
Right.
it's just basically, here's the pins on the repeater. Um, in this case, we got to use the Motorola program to program these 2 pins to have these functions. Um, that's
Right.
pretty straightforward in the software. And then this is the DB9 connector that's on the RTCM. So it's pretty much, make sure you have, pin 20 goes to pin 1, pin 2 goes to, pin 13. And then it's all one single cable too, so there's not a whole nest of cables. Everything's all in one jacket, and then it's just stripped at the ends with connectors on the end.
Right. 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 And okay. And the color, what do the colors specify? Just is there like there was an email. Where did it come from? I think Al, was that your email about cable tags?
No.
Where
That
did
might have
that
been
come?
Mike. So yeah, I
Ser
remember seeing that too.
Where
Serial
did that
number,
come from? Somebody, yeah, I don't know.
identification, serial numbering the equipment.
Yeah, absolutely. I think every cable should have a cable no or a cable
Well,
identification
this
number.
isn't, it wasn't for cables, it was for the equipment itself.
Oh, for the equipment inventory. Oh, well, that too is
Exactly.
you know what? That too is a good idea.
In
But
identification purposes, right? So
yeah,
we
uh, for inventory.
inventory, identification,
Yeah.
well, maintenance, everything. I talked to Dave about it a little bit, but waiting to hear some more input back from it. So we can serialize, barcode everything, and have customized labels in their, I guess, pretty much permanent and custom.
per- Permanent, and you attach them to their. And then the other thing too is not only for identification, inventory purposes, but as we do service on the individual pieces of equipment,
Right, and
you can use
maintenance as
that.
well. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how many people here have my chart. It's kind of the my chart for the dart. So we can keep track of the various things that are done, tuning, connecting, stuff like that. So what a brilliant idea. I would vote for it, and I hope everybody else too. So I think we should think about that, and also cable numbers, which oh God, what's the name of the company? Begins with the letter B, Brandy or Bandy or
Oh, yeah.
anyway,
You're
Brady,
talking about Brady?
Brady.
Brady. My God, I worked for Stacy Brady. Brady Cables, that's right. Yeah. Brady.
We
So we'll get
used to use
I,
them by
I'll
the
I'll
hundreds.
reach out.
Yeah.
I'll get the cable tags, the cable numbers, and then using Excel or really Microsoft Access. Now, I don't myself have a lot of experience with Microsoft Access, but actually it's really more of a database. But Excel can be used for databases as well. And so we'll have a cable number and, a from, to, the type of cable, approximate length, that kind of connectors on one side and connectors on the other side, that sort of a thing. So we have an inventory of that. So again, that would be an ideal situation there. Anyway, go ahead, Andrew. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, so yeah, just going back to the colors, that's, just the standard Cat 6 cable colors. So like,
Yeah.
this is orange, this is, orange and white stripe, green and white stripe, green, blue, brown.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's also you have a crimper and connectors for Cat 6?
Yeah, I have a ton of cables.
You do. I
Yeah.
have the crimper and connector. So I can contribute them to the cause here if needs be.
Yeah, I was gonna, I've 3D printed some, strain relief, backs for it too, so we could throw those on too to make it look nice and neat.
Right, right. Good, good. Because when
And then, Andrew, the club owns 1,000 foot spool that I've taken probably 100 feet out or less. So call it 900 feet of
Oh,
shielded
nice.
cat cable. It's here in my garage.
Yeah, honestly, shielded's probably even better.
Yeah. So it's shielded with the drain wire as well. So I have that here. It's in my garage.
Ah, nice.
great. Okay. All right. Very
Did you
good.
say that the cables or the wires were striped? Did I hear that?
You mean colored striped, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
okay, if they are colored striped, that's why I was trying to look. Yeah.
Oh, there you
The
go.
white, blue, and blue, or uh, when I was a kid, we used
Yeah.
to use the stripes and the colors like resistor color code. So we never had to label the cable. We just said a 904, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and that's in your documentation. So when you pick up, you're looking for a 9 is what white, and O is black, and 4 is green. So you're looking for a white, black, green wire, and that is your cable labeling, and you don't have to go through a bunch of stuff.
You know, I don't want to brag, but when I was in sixth grade, ready? Black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, gray, white.
Yeah,
Today I can't even remember my own phone number, but I remember that.
yeah. And
Okay.
there was something like Bad Boys Do something.
Oh
That
yeah.
that, that was another one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if my mom approved of that one. All right, anyway. All right, Andrew, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all on here. I have the same thing kind of for the RTCM to GPS.
Okay. The GPS. What is the what? Oh, hold on. RTCM to the
GPS. So the
Oh, is that our 10
system,
megahertz reference?
yeah, time reference, yeah, for the voter.
And I screwed up. It was 904 is not orange. I think I said it was, or whatever, or green or whatever. But
Whatever.
it should be orange.
Orange is 3, right? Orange is a 3.
Orange,
Red is
no,
2.
red. Yeah, orange is 3. Yeah,
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 yeah. Black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet,
right.
gray, white. That's all I remember.
So yeah, I gave the wrong thing
Ah,
initially.
not it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, we get it. We get it. All right. Andrew. Okay, so power supply, firewall. So,
So going back to the wiring, the high level wiring chart, this is what I had with the connect the item, what it's connected to, the connector type, and then just a temporary wire ID for now, and then length once we measure and get all that, and then any notes.
right.
So most of the stuff that I've seen so far, we're not really going to have a lot of cabling compared to the existing setup. Right, a lot of it's just going to be the AC power, and then a lot of Ethernet. Since we're doing everything on the PC, with the voter and controller functions, and then the RF cabling.
Right. 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 Right.
So
Because everything, yeah, because that's the way it is today. But you will find that over time, wires start appearing over the years. So in the initial build with the harness, and we can talk about that in a bit, but uh, we should always leave room for additional cabling because you know stuff happens, right? So okay, this is excellent, excellent, very nice. And remind us, can you take us through the where do we find all this? Do you know how to navigate to that? Is that something you can do online, or is that
yeah. So if you just go to the Dart, the main shared folder,
okay?
and then I think I have it under this technical share folder, systems, and then it's just under this systems.
Rack layout.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Oh yeah. Oh, that looks nice. Okay. Okay. And our member Vera put that together for us, so that's very useful. Very good. So and okay. All right. What else we have? Al, do you have anything for us to report at all?
No, but I did notice briefly at the bottom of that page for the RF cabling, somebody had RG58 question mark. I would highly advise using any extremely lossy coax cable for any RF needs in the repeater or the rack itself. Definitely want to get a low loss coax cable with a lot of shielding. Now the RG58 is basically mobile radio coax, so we definitely don't want to use that.
So RG58, what's the difference between RG58 and RG59?
One's 75 right?
Yeah,
59 75 ohm. Yeah.
59, yep, the
That's
75
right.
ohm.
Okay, got it. You're right. RG58. That's yeah. Okay. Good, good.
You could use 142, RG 142. It's low loss. It's small to work with. You know, I myself prefer using an RG8 style, like Belden 9913 Flex. I think it's a great shielded cable. But you know,
There's some
we might as well,
LMR varieties of it too
yeah,
that you
and
can go with.
right, we might as well go with the best we can get, seeing how we got the grant paying for it. So we might want to definitely, before you put an inferior coax in there, we definitely want to upgrade that.
Right,
How
right.
long a run you talking?
Probably just for jumpers. So it doesn't need to be extremely shielded, but it definitely has to have at least double shielding and a good braid. The velocity factor won't matter as much. It's probably only going to be a couple feet long, I would imagine. But we definitely want, the more shielding, the better in that confined area. I would imagine.
No, you know what though is that my experience is that the greatest losses are in the connectors, and I make sure you go with quality connectors.
Yes,
Yeah,
you know what? I am absolutely 100% behind that. It's all about the connectors, and you want a quality connector. Absolutely. I agree with you.
so
To
the reason
answer,
I asked the question about the run, we had some 10 feet or so. We've got some cable at the airport that is quality cable that we use for a satellite uh, connection that we used. And we may be able to get, because I don't know what they're going to do when they get out of the school. I'd like to salvage that cable also.
yeah, here's Larry, here's the I was trying to get a full screen, but short of that, if they don't stop, oh, stop with here. What I wanted to do is zoom in here on the
So we're using like a
so
LMR 400 equivalent when we did our thing.
And Joe, you're not
exact.
sharing right now.
Oh, I'm not showing my. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on. I'm getting there. Okay, share. Click. Screen one. Share. Am I sharing now? I hope.
Not yet. There you go.
Oh, okay. So here's look into two directions. So over here you can see the duplexers. Here's the back of the rack. Here's the duplexers. Here's our existing transmission line. What we're hoping, if you look here, this piece of uh, what do you call it? Whatever I'm going to say Unilever. I don't know. It's stuck in my head, but anyway, Unistrut. So these Unistruts are now available. They're no longer used because the telephone people left. So the idea really is on the other side of this wall, the other side of this wall is to be able to put up like a fence post, a mast, right? And we would attach our new antenna to it. Ideally, now let's look at this from the other perspective. This is when the door is right to my right here. And so this is when you first walk in. So to the left, you can see the duplexers here. But again, you see the Unistrut. So currently, this whole long thing here, that's our current transmission line. So but it's got to be about a 50 feet, maybe. So what we're hoping in an ideal world of which we do not live, if you've noticed. But if we do get permission to mount the antenna, this is where we would put it using these unistruts right there. So the total length of the cable would be exceedingly short. I mean, maybe 15 feet, 20 feet.
Well,
All
I
right.
think we got 15 feet of the LMR 400 if you can use that.
Oh, I think so. 15 feet for sure. 15 feet. This would be, if you look at it from the front perspective, this is the front of the rack. That door opens and I can just give you a sense. Let me see if I can find it real quick. If not, that's fine. All right.
And that's the
Anyway.
stuff we got from the school they were going to throw away, remember?
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, yeah, that would be terrific if we'd be more than happy to put it to good use. In front of this rack, 3 feet, 3 feet in this direction. So you have like, for your shoulders, you can get in between. And to the right, you can see the input of, what's in this rack. To the left, you'd see the new equipment. All right. Um, I think that's all I have. And I just say, oh, here's just to remind everybody, this is the front and back of our current rack. And we do not want to we don't want anything that looks like that, right? We
No.
want to be able to do it in a way that shows, and I think especially to the ARDC that it's not just about connecting up wires and connectors. There's an art form to cable, cable harnesses and running cables and so on. So we can do better than this. But this is an example. Remember, we're since 1965. I mean, we're one of the earliest. The Dart has been around for a long time. So this is really more of a result of years and years of, oh, we'll add one cable. What's the difference? Or we'll add two or three cables. And over time, your nicely wired rack turns into something that looks like this. So we want to avoid that and do it the right way. So and be able to be proud when we do our final report to the ARDC. Hey, look, this is what we did, and then that, of course, will help us in future grants and so on and so forth. And Andrew, I have to give you a shout out on a terrific job this year of being able to organize that and get it done. And I know a lot of people have been involved in it. I know that Mike K8WU did the initial inquiry, and then you followed up with it, and so on, and you brought the ball across the goal line. So uh, really, we appreciate that on behalf of the Hazel Park Amateur Radio Club and, of course, the Dart. All right, that's it. That's all I have. Does anybody have anything else?
I'm curious, Joe, if anybody reached out to that security department for the Federation or not. We've talked about it a couple times now. I don't know if you had a chance to talk to the guy.
Um,
Well, we talked about that at breakfast the other day. As
I
far
know.
Gary
as
Sigorsky.
Sikorsky. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Um, Let me talk about that next. I don't. I just. Yeah. Let me bring that up next week. Uh, we did. Everybody's on vacation right now, so nobody's really responding, and it really wouldn't be fair to say one way or the other. So let's wait till after New Year's. People are back to work, and then we can revisit that again. So I'm hoping that that's a very positive uh, way to go down. But to be honest, I have not heard back. No, have not heard back yet. But I wouldn't even take that as any indicator of what might happen in the future.
Do we have any idea at all as to how much erecting that antenna on top of any structure will cost?
I'm sorry, how much what will cost?
Erecting the antenna on top of any structure, for that matter, with altitude, if we have to hire,
Oh, we
a
do. Yeah, we
contractor,
do. Yeah, we do. Hold on. Hold on. We do. We do. Let me find it. Hold on. I'll put that up for you. That I do have. An estimate based on, um, in the old days, it was really, really expensive. But today, with all the cell phone towers, and you have a plethora of cell phone tower climbers, The market is probably in our favor. Okay, hold on a minute. So you're talking straight time $53 an hour and overtime like $80 an hour, okay? So just going way over the top and figuring, 8 hours and 4 hours, two and a half, what is it? That would be a day and a half. Let's say a day and a half, right? Even if they had to do, straight time, it's about $1,500 in Michigan.
And that's for labor. Now, what about equipment? Does that include like a crane, hourly rate of a crane?
No, 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 it does not. Thank
Are
you.
we
Yeah,
gonna
good point.
are we gonna
And
budget
I'll,
in okay in this grant for any installation costs and
All right, so
where do we
let's get,
stand?
you
Right,
know
where do we
what?
stand on the grant and what do we have left to purchase before they want, an inventory of what we use, how much we use. So what do we
Right,
have left to get
right.
and allocate funds for?
All right. I need to get with Bob on that. I don't know what the latest is. I know equipment's being ordered, it's coming in. But I will say this, that thank you. That's a good point. I think what we really need, this is just an hourly rate of tower climbers in southeastern Michigan.
where did
And
you get that number from, Joe?
in 2024, you know what? I was just thinking that myself, actually. I got that off of
Just I know a
was
company is
it
not only
Jack?
going to charge us labor, like they're going to charge us for the pleasure of using their insurance for having their workers do this work, and there's a lot more to hiring a company than just the labor hours.
Right. So you know what, Dave, you're absolutely correct. All right. Let me take this off the table. This is just straight. This is just the hourly workers. But you're right. What we need is a quote from a legitimate company, and from a legitimate one of which is not too far from here, actually. And that's what they do. Let me just write that down. I'll write that down and let me get
They
an
could,
actual installation quote because we know exactly what
right.
we want them to do. I got all kinds of specification. Believe me, I got enough information to let them know. So yeah, let's get a quote. Thank you. Thank you. Good idea. No, we have plenty of photographs. We can very accurately show what it is, the work that needs to be done. How I will say this though, if we are able to do a deal with Oakland University, it would be the campus, the people who take care of the buildings, they would do it. And that would be the best of all worlds. That would be probably the most economical. But also we have somebody who's always there who knows what we've done. So, but I think worst case, I agree with you. Let's get a worst case outside vendor quote of what it takes to install uh, I guess two antennas really when you think about it. The antenna for the VHF antenna, but then the UHF antenna, just in case we decided, we put the other second repeater out there. So
Well, and if they're gonna put up that antenna, we'll probably want to have them put up the microwave antenna as well.
yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, yep, yep. That can be a separate line item so that we can pick and choose. Yeah, good.
And I imagine if we do end up elsewhere or at OU, right, perhaps their maintenance can do it. There's no reason that our club can't put up, this collinear antenna for all that matter, right? But if the
Yeah,
ownership and security wants a lot, of insured installer to do it, then you have to abide to that. But it's unfortunate we can't just sneak it up that stairwell somehow and get it up there, right?
right, right, right. And beyond that, I would say this is absolutely not club policy, but anybody over the age of 65 should not be working on a roof. I mean, You know what I mean? So let's get the professionals who do it and do it, they have new materials now, new mounting mechanisms and things like that. So we'll get the folks who can do it right because remember, we want this thing to survive a reasonable medium grade tornado, right? So that's kind of the idea. And also, I just want to say other thing. In the letter, it had mentioned that yes, we use a repeater for casual conversation, but the primary use for the repeater is for Skywarn. So during this next year, I think it would behoove us to maybe do a little work with Skywarn and get some members involved and get a team together so that if it comes to it, that we're prepared and ready to go. All right. Let
Well,
me,
right now, Skyward is working on a W8OAK repeater in Pontiac, and it has a lot of problems. So if we can, perhaps provide the service for that, that would be outstanding. We get everything up and running right, we'll be the first to go to instead of the second or third string.
yeah,
That's why I
yeah,
keep trying to get us coverage to the northwest corner of the county.
absolutely. And that's what we're working on. And John, we're going to make that happen or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I I do. I just had one thing that I wanted to ask maybe Al or somebody else that has a little bit more time, uh, who who's not working a full-time job. There is a solution out there called FirstNet. It's backed by AT&T, and it is internet and cell phone service for like first responders, military, emergency preparedness, emergency backup. But it's like you need to be a member of a group. You need to be a member, like the fire department or the police department. You and I can't just go and get FirstNet service through AT&T. But if we are going to do an internet, like an actual internet solution, or if we're going to do a backup internet solution, I just wondered, would somebody who has a bit more time have the patience to see if the club would qualify for a FirstNet account?
So how would explain that again? I've never
So
heard
you
of
know the
that.
way you've got like Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile. Well, there's another cell phone company out there called FirstNet, and it
Oh, I
is
see. Okay.
exclusively for first responders and
Right.
emergency preparedness.
Oh, oh, so that means it has priority.
It does.
Okay.
So that is the first network to come back up again in an outage.
I see. Yeah.
How do you spell that, Dave? First
F
nest?
I yeah, FirstNet,
Oh,
NET. Like,
first net. Okay.
yep, that's it.
Got it.
Yep. So it's backed. It rides on the AT&T cell towers, but it is its own company.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay. I can do some research on it. Absolutely.
And I put up a temporary camera that watched the GM build, and it did a time lapse of the GM build out in Lake Orion, and I was able to get a FirstNet hotspot for pennies on the dollar to support that camera, and just it would be possible for us to do something similar.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, so and I'll do my homework on that too. I don't know enough about it to say anything, but getting their parameters and what they require, I'll try and do that after I find out how to get in touch with them. They
Right.
probably have some printed material that we can use. I'll try and get that
Al,
for our
or
next
I mean,
meeting.
Dave, do you
Yep.
have like a contact? Can you send it to Larry?
I do. I used to have a contact when I worked in the government because we used FirstNet when I
Oh, I
was in the
see.
government
Okay,
for
got it.
police and fire, but I don't have a contact anymore.
So let me ask you this.
Yep.
Since we have good contacts with the Civil Air Patrol, they may qualify, and we can maybe piggyback off of them because a lot of the guys at the airport, four of them at least, are in the Hazel Park Amateur Radio Club, and they are also in the Civil Air Patrol. That's a government agency that might be able to get us through that maze with FirstNet.
Yep,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
that is possible. And so, like, they
Wow.
would have to make the purchase, and then we would have to pay them monthly or whatever. So,
Well,
I, I'm sure for accounting, it would be nicer if we could get our own account, but that is a fantastic like backup solution.
Yeah.
right. At least a first step anyway, and then figure it out. Yeah, great, Larry. Thank you for that suggestion. Very good.
Yeah, thank you, Al, and thank you, Larry. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent.
Happy New Year, everybody.
All right.
Happy New Year, everybody.
And yes, Happy New Year. And from the whole dart board, I think, listen, everybody on this call, everybody who's here every Monday night, thanks for being part of it, and we'll keep putting one foot in front of the other here, and we'll make it across the finish line. So thanks again, and we'll see you all right here next week. Okay.
All right, so take a look at that email with the Avery labels, and you
Oh
and
yeah,
Dave
yeah.
decide.
I will do I'm all about labeling. Yeah, a great idea. And also for the inventory. And then we can get one of those scanner readers, so we can just
Well, you can use a cell phone probably at that point.
yeah, yeah, I guess so. All right.
Link everything back to the Google Drive document sheet, our Google Drive.
Yeah,
Everything can be linked
yeah,
right back to there. We could have them custom printed as well. The label
yeah.
tags, they got a special name for them. I can't. Asset tags actually is what they're
Asset
called,
tags, absolutely.
right?
I I
But
I'm
this is the same thing. They come 84 on a sheet, and they come in different sizes. We can
yeah,
print anything we need on it, and not just rely on a printer doing it for us. So we
yeah,
could always make multiple copies of the same serial number, put one on the equipment, put one in a paper log, and
yeah,
another option on an electronic file. So we'll
yeah,
have something, it'd be nice to have an electronic file with the serial number, the ID tag number, whatever, the barcode, and a picture, a photograph of the equipment, right? So that way
yes,
we have visual picture of ownership and not just a tag on something. So we'll
yeah,
take a
yeah,
picture of like the repeater with a serial number tag on it, ownership, HPARC, whatever, and we'll show it on the back of perhaps the repeater next to the repeater serial number and have a picture of it to say, hey, this is HPRAC's property. If anyone wants to contest us, we have visual documented proof. So I think it's just good
absolutely.
to have. That way, if anything gets stolen and it's on the black market, we might have a chance. And if we
Yeah,
have tags, we can actually put one on the inside of the cover too. The
right,
chassis cover. So if we
right.
ever had to break something down in a swap, pull the cover off and say, "Hey, look, this is HPARC's." You
Yeah,
got a
yeah,
backup. So we got more than
yeah.
one we can print instead of having just one nameplate for each item. You can
That's a great.
print them over
Yeah,
and over again. So
that's a
take a
great.
look at it. I just
Yep.
came across those labels because I was doing what Dave did. I researched a lot of printers,
Yeah,
to come up with asset tags, adhesive tags that, they're indestructible and whatever. But I saw Avery come out with this, and it's interesting. It's exactly what we're looking for, I think. So you
oh,
guys give it a look. Let me know what you think.
okay. Fabulous idea. And I think too, also in our final report to the ARDC, when they ask, well, where did you spend the money? And by having those asset tag numbers, we have it all very well documented and in a nice spreadsheet, and it goes a long way, I think, in
Yeah.
confidence. It helps us get, other grants in the future. So,
And hopefully from them again, because they're giving a lot of money to the All Star link, the All Star node
right.
company basically. So most of their funding comes from ARDC. And
Yeah,
what we can do is show them how organized we are, and then we can show them a nice picture of the finished product, the cabinet with all the nice wires, all nicely harnessed, and then we can show them what it was before, we got the grant. So we'll show them a picture of the current repeater before and after, so that way they can say, "Oh, wow, they really did do a lot of work."
Yeah, yeah. Before and after, what a great. I got that slide in my head right now. What a great slide. Yeah, good, good, excellent. Well, Al, thanks for all that. You're right on there.
Hey, Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes, thank you, Mark. Happy New Year to you and everybody, and thanks for being here. And we'll talk to you all next week. Take care.